Hi, I'm Pratik Bhaktiani, and I'm participating in the AI Showdown by Lovable, a weekend challenge where OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google are partnering with Lovable to explore what's possible with multimodal AI. I'm excited to show you AI Council, an AI powered wellness and advice platform that brings GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini together into one intelligent experience. The idea for AI Council was born out of a common frustration. Relying on a single AI model often limits perspective. People face nuanced decisions, emotional challenges, and strategic questions every day, and no one model fits all. AI Council solves this by giving users access to multiple AI minds, GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini, so they can compare, advise, reflect, create, and plan all in one secure and empowering platform. Most apps give you only one AI opinion, but real life is complex. So AI Council lets you compare perspectives and choose what resonates most with you. Before we begin, this is a demo version, so no real API keys have been provided to the application. So the responses you will see are mock outputs, not live results from Gemini, Claude, or OpenAI. Let's try it out. I'll ask a question, set my mood to anxious. So basically, before I get started with that, I'll just give you a little overview over here. You see the application that is AI Council. Basically, the tagline over here is 3 minds, 1 you. So basically, any questions that you may have, you would be able to, put your dilemma, and it would go through different LLM models and give you a different perspective on the dilemma that you have and how you can go about solving it for yourself. Uh, some of the features that we have to offer: compare perspectives, reflect or act. So basically, you have a toggle where you would be able to use this in reflection or actionable mode. It's basically built around your profile. We do care about privacy, so this information won't be shared with any other user or admins. And privacy and safety, basically, again, we are not going to be selling any of this data for ads. Neither are we tracking or monitoring your reflections or any other data for any user. Just to give you an example, this is what the experience would look like, where you would be able to ask a question that you may have, any kind of advice that you're seeking, and it would basically run against different LLM models and get you different perspectives. And you would be able to set certain roles that you would like the different LLM models to play. For example, a rational coach, or a friend, or a visionary mentor. You would be able to customize, and there are some that are set by default. So before we get started, I am going to log in to my account. So I have an account created. This is the AI Council application where you're going to be seeing the different tabs that I'm going to walk you through. Let's start with Get Advice. So Get Advice in this case basically is going to let you put your dilemma, and you would be able to select whether you want it in a reflective or actionable form. And you can also set your mood, whether you're happy about something or you're anxious about something. For example, if you're anxious and basically you're worried about your career, so basically, should I switch jobs? You can just put any question that you may have that comes to your mind. And in this case, basically, we have a council that is certain personas that are going to be evaluating this question and accordingly giving you their perspective on this. So basically, when we run through this, we have already preset GPT-4 to act as an insightful partner, Gemini to be a creative guide, and Claude to be an empathetic companion. So if you see over here, we have a few responses from them, and according to the responses, you can accordingly, mark it as helpful, or if you want to download it, there are different kind of actions you can perform on this, and it will keep the track for you in the dashboard. It will track these kind of things in the dashboard as well, and you would be able to come up with custom councils as well. So this is where you can go ahead and add your custom personas. So storyteller, for example, visionary, devil's advocate. The default ones are insightful partner, creative guide, and empathetic companion. So the next one basically would be the AI goal strategist. Now, the primary difference between the get advice and goal strategist, get advice is a generic question that you may have that you would just like to seek advice and get different perspectives. But the goal strategist is more leaning towards, specific items that you would like, to kind of define your goals, whether you want to learn to play the guitar or you want to work towards planning a wedding in the near future. So you can accordingly, just write down your goal. And you would be able to generate strategies. Again, from a different perspective, from an insightful partner, creative guide, empathetic companion, you would get different kind of strategies that you would be able to discuss and analyze and accordingly prepare a strategy for how you would like to tackle the goal. If at some point through the experience you feel like you want to get creative, for example, when we were searching about switching jobs, and if you feel like you are overwhelmed and you want to just get a little artistic and pour your emotions, you can basically come in this section and you can just what you feel, and accordingly it is supposed to generate an art. But given that we are using an API key, it's not going to be generating the exact art, but it's going to have a place over here, as we don't have the API key generated in this mock application. From here, the next activity that we have added over here is guided journaling. Now, while you're going through getting advice and you're trying to set up a goal for yourself and you're working out your art therapy, trying to get creative, you may also want to start looking into help you start journaling, how you feel, what are your thoughts. You can start recording it. So we have some prompts to start with, like what brings me peace. A long walk by the waterfront could be one of them. Based on that, you can get some reflections. So something that you're doing is really working out very well, because these kind of things would also eventually go into the dashboard, where it's gathering some insights in terms of what your mood looks like, what goals are you working towards. Is there any specific kind of guidance that you're looking for? While you're journaling, you can start thinking about different problems that you would like to solve, and that is where the different LMs are going to be giving you insights. Now, there is another feature that we have added over here, that's speech to text. But in this case, again, not having the API key, I'm not going to be able to actually demo the functionality where you would actually just speak and it would transcribe and get your thoughts over here. But that is a feature that we have added. And we have another feature that is about play reflection over here. But again, given with the API key not being there, I won't be able to play it right now. The next tab that we have over here is the history tab. Now, again, when we spoke about the privacy concerns and we made sure to convey that this data belongs to the user and it's not going to be sold to any other companies for advertisements or any sort of reasons, you as a user would have full control over your advice history, your journal history, your art history, and your goal strategies that you have discussed with this application and that you have generated over here. And you have full control over deleting any of the records, or all of the records as well. The next section is basically about the dashboard. Now, the dashboard has this one specific feature that we have added about the daily briefing. So basically, what this daily briefing does is it goes through the information that we have collected in terms of your mood trends, or the kind of goals that you're setting for yourself, and the kind of advice that you're looking for, and how this is all bringing it together for you. In this case, again, I don't have the API key, so I won't be able to actually generate one from one of the LLMs, but I've just put a mock one for now. That everything seems to be going good. Keep embracing the good moments and be kind to yourself today. So we have started basically putting a dashboard over here in terms of collecting different mood trends and how consistently you've been journaling your thoughts. And in the first feature where you were getting an advice, you had the capability to add votes whether you agree to a certain LLM's perspective. And in this way, it kind of also starts building what kind of perspective are you more interested in, and how can they adjust to helping you solve any kind of problems you may have, and some common advice topics that you lean towards use this application for. So this is a general overview of the entire application, which we have a profile as well. So every user has a customized profile, which from time to time we use for some kind of device reflection or strategies. It is by no means, this information doesn't leave this application. Two things I would like to highlight. One is the AI memory that we have over here. So you can choose to have it enabled. So if you do not have it enabled, it will not use your profile while giving you any kind of advice. But if you have this, it is going to accordingly collect the information and try to prepare the perspectives based on your profile. One thing that I actually missed on the get advice part was about using conversational memory. So this is the other thing about the history that we maintain over here. You can definitely use it to your advantage. The next time that you have some conversation that you would like to have based on some other advice that you seek in the past, you would be able to use the conversational memory and be able to have some consistency with the advice that you're receiving from this tool. I think those are all the features that I would like to cover in this application. Thank you very much.